Oh,
Hello.
man, that was a journey. That was a journey to get this to actually work. I
I
can't
want to
believe
know if it's working. Is it actually working? I'm opening this link on an incognito window.
I believe it is. I really hope it is. Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
is.
Looks like it's working. I
It
believe
is.
it's working. Okay, good.
It's working.
Whew. Man,
Crisis averted
that took
or
way longer
delayed.
than it should have. Way longer than it should have.
Chris really, he thinks that it's only going to take us 20 minutes from the time that he and I meet to
Hmm, hmm.
when we actually hit record. And
Yeah.
every time it probably takes us a solid 40 minutes, maybe 35.
Yeah. That's my toxic trait is believing that I can get things started in like 2 minutes. Like, oh yeah, it's no problem.
Sure, I can do
Yeah.
that.
There's gonna be no problem at all. Don't worry.
Yeah,
But
well,
at least it's up now, finally.
there you
Man,
go.
what a shame.
Good.
But anyways, hey, thanks
Happy
for
Friday or
yeah, happy
Wednesday
Friday,
or whatever day you're watching
whatever,
or listening to this.
whatever day this is.
Whatever day.
But at least we can start now.
Yes, we
I
can
have to
start. I
schedule
put
our episode.
my what?
This is a regular episode. This is not a Patreon episode, so
Yes.
at least got
My
that part
hair is
going.
my hair looks funny. Oh, does that mean this is gonna live on like YouTube always?
I can take it down. Do you want me to take it down for you, Allison?
I mean, my hair kind of looks crazy right now, but I did put on makeup, so that's a plus.
I had to put on a little bit too. Like I said, I don't like to go overboard. I put like a little foundation, just kind of, make,
Oh my
make it look
gosh.
alive.
Angie says it's like science. I've told my husband when I give him a time to be done, it's plus or minus 3 hours. So random fact, my grandma Flores, who is 89 years old.
Wow,
Um,
89.
I know, Grandma Flores is
That's
Flores
impressive.
genes. We got some serious diabetes, but other than that, we're
Other than
doing
the
well.
diabetes, we got it going.
Yes. Anyway, she's I mean in good health for an 89-year-old. Well, anyway, she apparently earlier in life used to be was notorious for always being late. And so they were really concerned that she would be late to my parents' wedding. So they told her the wedding was like an hour earlier than when it actually was. So that's what we need to do for you. The issue for you is that you schedule all of these.
Yeah,
So
see, it was just bad scheduling on my part. I had expectations of things going a certain way, and it did not turn out that way. But
that's
look, we're here
okay.
now. We're here now,
That's what
okay?
happens. That's
We
what
made it.
happens. You ready to get
Oh,
started?
yeah, so I guess I'm kicking us off, right, for this
You
episode?
are. You are. Oh, do I need to record locally on my end?
I guess so.
Okay, and we need
Angie
to
said
clap.
that's her family too.
I love it.
All right, let's get our
Okay.
local recordings going here.
Okay, I'm recording.
You got yours up?
I got mine going.
All right. Mine will start at some point whenever it decides it wants to. There it
Oh
is.
goodness.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Got to clap.
Hold on. Give me a second.
My gosh.
I said I was ready, but I wasn't really ready. All right. It's
Here we go.
recording now. All right. 3, 2, 1, clap.
You went down when you
I
normally
did.
sound up. Woo!
I don't know Allison, I told you I don't know what's going on. I've talked too much today already, and I've just thrown everything off.
And I
way
have
too
not
much coffee.
had a Coke Zero because we're all out of Coke Zeros. I went to the garage fridge, I opened it up, and I was like, "What?" So I am.
How are you even operating right now without a Coke Zero?
I don't know. I should go make myself an iced coffee. I think I'm gonna do that after this.
You know what? You should. You deserve it.
Will. I
Go
do.
for it. Treat yourself.
Okay. I mean, it's just like not to spend any money. I'm just gonna make it. But okay,
All right. Okay. So I'll get it started. You ready?
let's do this. Yes.
Okay. So back in the day, I went to this church, and I was pretty involved in like the youth church because I like technology. So of course I was like, oh yeah, I'll run the sound booth. Do I know how to run a sound booth? No, I don't, but I'll do it. And anyways, I kind of got, to know everyone. And so for some reason, Allison, I don't know why, me and the youth pastor were like, hey, let's go. We'll go to the movies. He was like older. He was probably like in his 40s, and I was maybe like, my mid 20s. But he was cool, and I was like, I'm an old person, so I like hanging out with older people. So we're like,
Old at heart.
I'm old at heart. So the movie, I don't know if I picked it, he picked it, or we picked it together.
Oh no.
Was Black Snake Moan.
Oh, I don't know.
Now I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. This was
No.
like I don't know, I guess like mid 2000s ish. I don't know, 2010. I don't know when this was.
Okay.
But let's just say this. You should not watch this movie with a pastor from a church.
What about
And
a
I think,
parent?
or you shouldn't watch it with a parent, a pastor, a grandmother, kids. This movie, we didn't know. We did not look this up. I think this must have been pre-smartphones because I had no idea what this movie was about. Essentially, it stars Samuel L. Jackson, and I think it was Christina Ricci. And
Okay.
Christina Ricci had a sex addiction, and
Oh my
Samuel L. Jackson
gosh.
was trying to help her break the sex addiction. It was the craziest movie. And we're sitting there, we're like, okay. And then the first sex scene pops up, and it gets real awkward. And then another one. And I think we must have kind of like side-eyed each other, and we just made a non-verbal agreement to just get up and just walk out the theater.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say you made a nonverbal agreement to never talk about it again. Okay.
That too.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Chris.
And this is Allison, and you're listening to This Is Awkward. I need to know, did you ever watch the movie fully afterwards
I
to
don't
see
know if I
how
ever
it
went back
ended?
and finished it. I don't know if I did. I feel like I saw enough of it that I got the point, but I don't know if I ever
Okay.
went back and finished watching the movie.
Did you
It was
pray with him afterwards?
no.
Did you raise your hands over the church and or the movie theater and bless it? Did y'all leave and exit and then just like pray over everyone in the theater, knowing what they were being exposed to at that moment in time? Is that
No, we
what
didn't.
the pastor did?
We did not. We just kind of just walked out and we're like, huh. All right.
Did y'all
And
go
I think
see
we just,
another movie?
I think we
Y'all
just
like
went
walk
to
into
another
another movie?
we just went and saw another movie. It was a horrible idea. And I was like, maybe from now on, maybe we just check and see what the movie's about before we just buy a ticket
Mhm.
and walk
Okay.
inside. But it was very uncomfortable. Like, not that I was uncomfortable with the content of the movie. I was uncomfortable sitting next to him while
Yeah.
watching this movie.
Well, just a note for everyone listening: never go see a movie with Chris. That's the lesson I've learned with this.
Why is it
Because
with
it's
me?
going to be awkward.
No, it was
I see. Oh, here's my question though.
okay.
You
Okay.
think it's the person you went with that made this experience awkward? I think it was you that made this experience awkward.
I already knew where
It
you were
wasn't
going
the
with this,
movie.
Allison.
It wasn't the guy. It was you. So my takeaway is that Chris movies awkward, no matter who you go with. Imagine if you had been alone watching that movie. Awkward, right?
By myself.
So, yeah.
By myself.
So what is the the pattern here? The pattern is you. So I'm just saying.
I would just want you to know, Allison, I am a delightful person to go to the movies with. I love popcorn, obviously. We're going to have a large popcorn. I'm going to have nice, delightful banter during the movie.
Oh my
only when it's
gosh. Are you one of
appropriate.
those people that leans over and talks during a movie?
No, I don't talk during. No. The movie's to be enjoyed.
Banter.
I'm not talking the whole movie,
But
but
like
you
you
have
lean
to.
over and you're like, I really like that part.
No,
Ha ha ha, that was funny.
that doesn't need to be said. But there's moments where you need to, there's like a little commentary you need to throw in there to your friend. You're like,
Okay, because
like,
when I go to the movies with my husband, he hates it because I'm always like, wait, what just happened? Hold on, I wasn't paying
okay.
attention.
I know
What?
we need to start this episode, but I knew you had to be one of those people who is watching a movie with someone else who has never seen this movie, and you ask them what's going on. Like
Yep, that's me.
they got a screener or they wrote it, and they're like,
Yep.
oh, Allison, let me tell you how this movie's going to play out before it gets to that
That's
point.
me.
I knew you were
That's
one
me.
of those. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Or
wanna
I'm
watch
that
a movie with you
person
either.
that I'm like, I know that actor from somewhere. What else were they in? And I pull out my phone and I Google it because I have
In the
to know
theater?
right there. I hide the phone in my
Oh
purse
no,
'cause I
yeah,
have
you
to
can't
know
go. I'm
right-
never going to the
right
movies
then.
with you.
I'm
No,
gonna go to
never.
a movie with you and I'm gonna
No,
annoy
no.
you.
We're never.
It's
I'm
gonna
never
be
gonna.
the happiest day of my life.
I will never watch a movie with you because I hate people who pull out their cell phone in a pitch black room with a giant
I
glowing phone.
turn the brightness all the way down.
No,
So,
no,
Anyway.
never.
Well,
Well-
I think it's going to happen one day. I'm going to put you in such an awkward situation at the movie theaters, but I'm not going to see that movie with you, okay? And I will make sure I screen the movies that we go see before we go. And I just love that you share that awkward experience, and that's what we do here, right, Chris? We talk about awkward situations, typically awkward money situations, so that we can help guide you through them, so you don't lose your friends or family along the way.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of what we do here, because that's what makes this show great, you can leave us a DM by going to Instagram. What's it? I was going to say Instagram.com. Just go on Instagram. I'm going to give the web address.
Instagram.com/this is awkward podcast.
HTTPS:// Instagram.com/
Gosh.
This is Awkward Podcast. Or you can leave us a phone call because we love having your voice on the show. You can call us at 707 200 8259. I don't have that pre-made up to put on the screen. I wasn't prepared for that, but I'll put it up there at some point. So just to remind you at the end of the show how you can call us.
Yes. And today's awkward story was actually sent in on Instagram by just DMing at Instagram. Wait, dang it,
Yes,
Chris.
it happened to you
Dang
too.
it, Chris.
You're not that easy, is it?
This is Awkward Podcast. This is episode number 46. We did it fine for the first 45 episodes. Anyway, they sent us this message and it is so good, Chris. It's a little bit about a friendship and how to discuss maybe some inappropriate spending habits or money habits with a friend.
I'm really interested to get into this one.
I know.
But what I want other people to get into? It's our Patreon, Allison. If you didn't know, we have a Patreon with bonus episodes, bonus content. You can join us live. You can do all kinds of stuff. And also, it's very affordable because, we care about your wallet. So it's not going to be too expensive.
No, I think that the tiers start at like $3 or $5 a month. And sorry, my cat just jumped on my desk while I'm recording. And because she really wants everyone to join the Patreon. She's so interested in the Patreon that she was like, I need to get a little bit closer to hear about this bonus content. But yes, we do have bonus episodes. We have a Discord chat where you can chat directly with us. Just yesterday, we were chatting up in Discord about people impersonating others on Instagram. So it's really fun.
Impersonating you, Allison, because you seem to have several impersonators that like to pop up on Instagram.
If they just want your money. That's all that it is. But you can get more information about how to join Patreon by going to patreon.com/thisisawkwardpodcast or just click the link in the show notes and it'll take you right there.
Yep, there you go. So we're going to take a quick break here. But when we come back, we're going to jump into this awkward story that Allison is just waiting to get into. Her and her cat.
Yes, it's going to be so good.
All right, this is where the break is here. So, the break's happening here.
I'm just going to let her be up here. I'm really worried she's going to flip over my water. My water's right here.
The cats are known for just like knocking stuff over, aren't they? They just like tap it and knock it on the ground.
This cat isn't. But yes, most cats are. This cat acts more like a dog. Look at this. It's so crooked. Okay.
All right. So do you want to kick us off? You want to read? You're reading the story, right? I'll bring us back.
Story. You bring us back.
I'll bring us back. You read the story.
Sounds good.
All right, Allison. Let's jump into today's awkward story.
Yes. So this one is. I'm just gonna read it. It says, sorry. It is a message that was sent in. This person says, hi, I have an awkward situation that I could use advice on. The situation concerns my childhood best friend. We are still close and keep in touch, but we've grown apart. Let me move this over here. Okay. We have different worldviews about many things, one of them being money. We've never directly discussed it, but through her stories and other sources, I have noticed that she has a very odd relationship with money and never pays anything on time. I bought something for her once because I had to go to the specialty store anyway, and it took her 2 months and a few reminders to pay me back for an item under $100. She is an engineer renting an apartment with a roommate, so she does not lack money. She has told me before that she thinks it's normal to pay bills when you have the time as opposed to when it's owed. She told me this in reference to a therapist she paid 2 weeks after her appointment and thought they were irrational when they refused to see her for a second time. This is one of many examples. I think her money mindset is beyond disrespectful of people's time and energy. My question is this. If she brings it up again without necessarily asking for my opinion, what should I do? Tell her what I think or brush it off? It doesn't concern me. She only owed me money this one time, but it triggers me to see her disrespect people like that, especially since she does not seem to care or understand that people want to be paid on time.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh
man.
So, my initial thought, can I tell you my initial thought?
Jump in.
Passive aggressive Facebook posts.
Wait, you want the person who wrote this message to post a passive aggressive Facebook message?
Absolutely. Just, just passive aggressive comments, statuses on Facebook or Instagram, sharing passive aggressive, things in their stories, hoping that they read it. I just feel like this is what some people would do to handle the situation.
I mean, I feel like we're supposed to be a no passive aggressive zone. I feel like that's what we're
I
supposed to
know.
be here, right?
I know,
But
but it was funny.
the okay, I really don't like people just like, well, I'll pay them whenever. Like they just
Mhm.
forget. Like, oh, it slipped my mind. Because for me, I'm one of those people. I'm never going to forget. If I borrow money from you, I will not forget, and I'm going to give this money back to you at the
Yeah.
soonest possible moment. And I think this person is justifiable in being annoyed by
Mhm.
this person just saying, I'll pay him back, whatever. Because they do seem a little delusional because they're
Mhm.
like they said because their therapist didn't want to see them again because they paid them 2 weeks late and there's something wrong with the therapist. And it's like I
Mm,
think you might be the problem in that
yeah.
situation.
So I am going to be honest. I am one of those people that might need a couple of reminders.
I'm not surprised.
Um, not because I don't want to pay people back, but because I have ADHD and I know this is not an excuse. And I usually don't ever do this with money. Like I'm really good, but I'm like hyper sensitive and hyper aware about when it comes to money. So I'm really good about like if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. Like as soon as I
Yeah.
get an invoice in from one of my assistants, I'm like I have to pay it now because if I open it up and I'm just like, I'll do this later, it won't happen. And I know this about myself just because I'm that way with emails. I'm that way with, text messages. Chris is always texting me and I'm just like, I'm never texting him back
Oh,
because
oh okay.
that doesn't actually happen. But anyway, all of that to say, I do think that some people have that type of personality, but I'm wondering if it's not the case in this person just because of her mindset of she just thinks that it's okay to do that when she has the time, which tells me
Mhm.
that either she has never struggled with money because when you struggle with money, you want to be paid on time.
Yeah.
When you live paycheck to paycheck, you want to be paid on time. So I'm wondering if this, maybe she came from a wealthy family or a family that didn't struggle with money, or she wasn't aware they were struggling with money. And then secondly, it tells me, oh, there was something else and I already forgot. It tells me she doesn't struggle with money, and it tells me that people maybe have not done this to her before
Mm.
consistently, what she's doing to others.
That's true. I think when you, on the second point, when you've not experienced something,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you become blind to it, or you just like it just doesn't cross your radar because you're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's fine. I mean, how big of
Yeah.
a deal could it be? But yeah, definitely. Like me having years of experience being broke, I know how important it is to get like the $20 that you lent to
Mm-hmm.
someone back. Like that's a big
Yeah.
deal. Like I was like, I had some big plans for that $20, and now I'm out, and I'm gonna need some assistance. So I think
This
that's the thing. Oh, what were you gonna say? You got
I
something?
was gonna say, it gives me Inventing Anna vibes. Have you watched that
I don't know. So you
show
talking
on
about all this
Netflix?
stuff that like what were you talking about? Love Island? What's it?
Love
Love
is Blind. Get
Okay,
it
whatever.
right.
Love is Blind. Anna, what? Dear Anna? Is that the other show?
Inventing Anna.
Inventing Anna. What are those? I don't have. I've seen stuff online, but I have no idea what those shows are about.
Well, anyway, but okay, what were you gonna say?
I don't even know anymore. I think
I
it was.
love it.
Oh, basically, like you said, uh, it might be like you said. If she has maybe a distorted view of money because maybe it has never been
Mhm.
a problem. If you're
Yeah.
someone who's never struggled or someone who comes from a family that everything's been very stable, you never ever really think about it.
Mhm.
The idea of paying people back whenever you feel like it is not a big deal, and it probably comes easier. Like if I have like right now, I feel very financially stable. If I lent
Mhm.
Allison some money, I I
$5,000,
I lent Allison
$50,000, 25,000, 400,000. Sorry. Can I have
none
some
of that
money,
would
Chris?
if I
Let's
lent you
try it. Let's run
five.
an experiment here. Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on.
okay, I'm
What
listening.
if you lent me it's
Hmm,
gonna be
hmm.
fun. We're on
Okay,
episode
I'm listening.
46. This is coming out March 2nd.
Hmm.
What if you lent me $500
Oh, okay.
and we did an experiment to
Hmm.
see at what point Did it bother you? How many days, weeks, months, years even until I paid you back would it bother you? Let's
You know,
try it. Social
mm,
experiments are the
mm.
thing. I mean, that's what Love is Blind is, right? This could be turned into a Netflix original.
Ooh, pockets are blind. And then we see what happens when you lend out your money and
Exactly.
people don't pay you back.
So we could see how long we could do, updates. How
Mm-mm.
long until Chris? I could tell people what I'm doing with the money. We could vote on what I should do with the money.
You know what?
Let's raise it to $1,000.
This sounds like a horrible idea. And
You have my
let's just
Venmo.
change topics right now.
I
Let's
have
change
the
topic.
Venmo right here. Okay, we're gonna
No,
do this.
no,
The people want it.
I will not be giving you any money, Allison, because you just admitted that I know you wouldn't pay me back. It would take forever.
Well,
But
that's the point. That's the point. The point is for us to see how long, because you were about to go into this thing about how you're so financially stable. Okay, let's see how long it takes for a financially stable person to be uncomfortable with it. Because
we,
this person in the story,
mhm.
that the engineer, she appears to be financially stable and it doesn't seem to be a bother to her. So let's recreate this situation,
See, this is different because
but backwards.
yeah, exactly. This friend is borrowing money, not lending it out. So this is not a 1-to-1 sample.
Oh,
We're gonna have to, we have to
true.
scrap all this. Let's throw this in the trash.
Dang it.
Uh,
However, no.
but anyways, what I was going to say was, when you're financially stable, lending out small amounts of money,
Mhm.
you can kind of go longer periods of time before you start to feel, hey, where's that money at? Or I
How
kind of could use
long?
that.
How long? That's the question we're trying to answer here.
At least several weeks, at least several months, maybe several months. It depends on the amount of money.
Hey,
If
if I
there's a
invest in
comma,
crypto, it could be a long enough time for me to just get my money right back to the moon, right? Isn't that what it takes?
so I know Allison has a lot of impersonators on Instagram right now, but maybe they're not impersonators. Maybe Allison's like, look, give me $500 and see what I can do with this. I'm going to take that $500 to the moon. We will all be so wealthy. Just give me
Mhm.
$500. It's no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
I
No
see a
problem.
game plan here.
Okay.
Anyways, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about this situation?
Okay.
Will you lend out money? Do you
A
care
couple
if
of
people give it
things.
back to you in a
Do I
timely
lend
manner?
out money? Ooh, I don't have a lot of people ask me for money. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a
Mm,
bad thing, but I really don't. I don't have people ask me for money. But I will say that when I try to like look and analyze this situation, I try to think of it in, okay, let me think of a childhood friend, right? A
okay.
childhood friend, I'm close, I still keep in touch with them, but I've grown apart. Maybe I'll think of like a college friend, whatever. I think, okay, at what point is okay, hold on. Let me think through this. First off, when I think about this and the way I think about it, and you don't have to think about it this way, no one has to, right? This is just my own view. If
Okay.
I was being triggered by this, which I think I would be triggered by it, right? And I think I would be triggered by it, number one, because yes, I would see it as disrespectful and all those things, but I would also be triggered by it because my goal is to help people be financially stable and help people like manage their money well. And this does not fall into that. So I would be triggered on two fronts. But then I would have to ask myself, okay, why am I being triggered? The
Mm,
triggering comes from within. I'm the only one that's in control of that. So it's if it's, so my mom used to always say to me growing up, oh my God, it was so annoying growing up. She would say, Allison, who owns the problem? Who owns the problem? And whoever owns the problem needs to deal with it. And then Byron Katie, who is
oh,
amazing,
Byron Katie.
Byron Katie,
She's your aunt, right? You
she
talked
would
about her a
say,
lot.
gosh, I wish I'd be so much more brilliant if she was my aunt. But she would say, is this my problem, your problem, or God's problem? And if it's not my problem, I don't need to worry about it. So my thing is, what is number one, do you think she would listen? And then number two, who owns the problem? Because this sounds like it's a problem for her. In the
True.
situation with the therapist, it's the problem for the therapist. And the therapist did something to deal with the problem. She said, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
she
meet
did.
with you anymore, right? So who owned that problem? The therapist owned that problem. So
Okay.
until it's your problem, you stressing about it and getting triggered over it doesn't do anything good for you.
Ooh, that's a really good point. I really like that because, like you said, if it's not impacting you, like you, I feel like this person who wrote in they know I'm not going to lend this person money because they
Mhm.
clearly
Yeah.
aren't going to pay me back in any reasonable amount of time. And you're
Exactly.
right. Once you made that decision, I think you kind of just have to wash your hands of the situation, and
Mhm.
eventually this will start to catch up with this other person. I mean, it may or may
Yeah.
not. It may never. And nothing may ever come from this, and it'll just be someone who does this for the rest of their life.
Mhm. But
But
I disagree with that. I think that it will catch up to them because enough people because when someone new enters this situation, they own that problem and they're going to have to do something when they lend money to this girl.
yeah, I used to be like, okay, this will catch up to them. They're gonna, they'll learn their lesson. But some people, I feel like as I get older, I become more cynical, and I'm like, this person may not ever learn their lesson. They may just keep being this person for the rest of their life, and then that's just, people slowly and slowly they'll just rack up more and more people who won't lend them any
Mhm.
money, and that'll just be the thing. But
And then who owns that problem? That's them because then
that's all
they are
them.
the ones that are dealing with fallouts from relationships and trust issues and all of those things. So really, I mean, if she brings it up again, so she says, if she brings it up again without necessarily asking for my opinion, what should I do? Right?
Mm.
What do you think that she should do?
If she brings it up again, so which part of this is she bringing up the
Okay,
fact that
I'm going to be the
people are angry
friend.
at her? Okay, go
I'm
for
going
it.
to be the friend. I'm going to say, okay, Chris, you won't believe it. I went to go get my massage. Oh man, doesn't that sound great? I went to my scheduled massage appointment to go. I had this monthly scheduled. Oh man, I should
With
do that.
Hans?
This monthly, yes, with Hans and massage. And when I got there, they refused to let me have my massage because apparently, I don't know, like I haven't paid them for the past two massages. It's not that I don't have the money. I just haven't had time. I'm so busy making and engineering things,
I know, I know.
buildings, bridges, cars,
You
all
make
of
so
the
much
things.
stuff, so
I
much
made
stuff.
and I just haven't had time. And isn't that so rude of them? Here I am
Mm.
trying to give them give them service and just go get my massage because I just have all these knots in my back from the engineering. And I hope this isn't rude. I'm not trying to be rude. I feel very mean right now.
Here, okay,
Anyway.
so my response would be, well, look, because if you're friends, you should be
Mhm.
able to tell your friends these
Yeah.
things. So I would say, you know what? It's probably because you pay late all the time.
Mm. But
And
I don't but is that really that big of a deal? I mean, I always pay. I
I
always
mean,
eventually pay. Is that a big deal?
they got a business to run. They got bills to pay, and you're coming in there basically doing reverse layaway massages inside this
Yeah, but
parlor.
I pay.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is they want to get paid on time because they got things to do.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm busy.
Well, I
And
mean, I guess
sometimes it's hard for me to pay things on time.
well, I mean, I guess it means you shouldn't do it then if you can't pay for it.
Ooh, would you really tell me that in real life?
Oh, I would tell one of my friends that for sure.
Oh, you would?
If they told me this story, I'd be like, well, I think you probably shouldn't go there anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I think that's the hard part. If with friends, you always walk that line of how
Mhm.
honest am I with them, or how much do I just kind of let them vent and just let it go and don't say anything about it?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's either this person, they've reached the point where they're kind of just annoyed.
Mhm.
And they're at a point where it's like, look, I don't want to hear these stories anymore because it's frustrating and I've been in that position. And if it's a real friend, I think you should be able to be open and tell them, hey,
Yeah.
it's not acceptable. And there's a reason why this keeps happening to you.
Yeah. Another idea is when that friend starts to say that, they could say, like the friend back could say, do you want advice or do you want to vent?
Mm,
Do you want me to just
that's
listen
good.
or do you want my advice? Because I do that with my husband. Like he'll start giving me advice, and I'm like, no, 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 I don't want your advice. I just want you to listen. Or he'll just be really intently listening, thinking he's doing such a great job listening, and I'm like, you have no advice. And so we've learned that I have to clearly state whether I want advice or whether I just want to vent.
I think that's good to set those ground rules in the beginning so you know. Are you taking a picture?
I'm taking a picture because what you can't see, I don't know if you can throw this on the screen. What you can't see is that a cat is sitting directly in front of my computer screen.
She's enjoying this
Like
advice.
she's looking at you. She's like, "Oh, this it's like a bald man's head keeps moving around." So, anyway, that's what she's doing.
Anyway, okay. On that note, any closing thoughts you have? Oh, wait. Before we close it out, I got our patrons in Discord. We had something here
Mhm.
from Beth Ann. So you mentioned that people stopped asking you or people don't really ask you for money anymore. She said that people used
No.
to, but have stopped. and now I see GoFundMe's for people who are asking for money. And maybe that's where people have
Oh,
shifted to. Instead of going to individuals, they just go and put it online and say, I need some
that's
help with whatever the
true.
situation is.
Because then you don't have to do the like, you don't have to do the ask
Yeah, you don't
in
have
a
to ask one
direct
person. You
way.
just kind of throw it out there and then see who wants to respond to it.
Yeah.
So that might be the new thing. But anyways, you have any closing remarks for our anonymous writer?
I guess my closing remark would be, ask yourself, what is your ultimate goal? Is your ultimate goal to help your friend be a more respectful member of society, or is your ultimate goal right now to guard your heart so it's no longer triggering?
Hmm.
And then choose from there. So ask yourself, am I really doing this because I want her to realize it and her to be, more respectful, or am I wanting to tell her this because it bothers me so much?
Hmm.
Because if that's the case, like, you're telling her for the wrong reasons.
Oh, that's good. I'm not, I have no closing remarks. I'm just going to say I second that. That to me, that is a great way to approach this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can know, like you said, if it's your problem or not. If you're
Yeah.
just saying this because you're annoyed, or you're saying this because you really truly want to help this person, you can kind of decide.
Yes. And if anyone who is listening feels like we should try this experiment with Chris, where he loans me $2,000 and we see how long it takes for him to be frustrated that I haven't paid him back the $3,000, just let's write in. You can write in, you can call in. The number is 707-200-8259. Let him know, and we'll get that social experiment underway. And then we can have like this fun thing where I like buy everyone coffee or drinks with the money. If you voted, we'll do something fun like that.
You just become a philanthropist with my money. So, okay, that sounds good. Sounds good.
I never said I was going to use it for good. I said coffee and drinks. I was thinking like a wine night.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what type of response we get. Hopefully it is none. Anyways, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll dive into really the only reason Allison shows up for this podcast, to talk about what we're loving.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Here's the break.
You know what I forgot? I forgot that we were recording in our last break, that people on YouTube could still see us.
Yeah, everyone can still see us. The world can still see you, Allison.
I don't know what I'm loving yet.
You still don't know?
Oh, I have an idea. Like, I have something down.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Don't do that.
What? Golly, rude.
Well, here, I'll kick it off then. I'll do mine first, and then I'll buy you some time. Does that work?
Yeah, I guess that works.
Okay, so I'm going to bring us back.
I know what I'm loving.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, here, you want to bring us back? You bring us back then. How about that? Oh, wait, while we're waiting though, actually, in the meantime,
we could say,
hold on, here we go. We have a comment from Michelle. She said, "Hi, Chris and Allison."
Hi, Michelle.
And a lot of, oh man, look at these emojis. So Michelle's here. I know she wanted to join us last time.
I think she put the heart emojis because she wants to. Wesley, isn't that your friend that kicked you out of the house?
No. Why do you think every one of my friends is someone who kicked me? Is the same guy who kicked me out of the house? That was TJ. He kicked me. He locked me and my friend outside while we.
I know Wesley. I recognize him. I've seen him. I've seen him on our stuff before.
Yeah, he was back when we used to go live a long time ago. Years ago.
OG. I love it.
What's going on, Wesley?
Okay.
All right, you bring us back.
Okay, here we go. Chris, do you know what time it is?
I think I do.
What time is it?
12? A little after 12 here. Pacific Standard Time.
Wrong. It is time for what I'm loving. This is the time of the show when Chris and I get to share something that we are loving. It could be a thing, it could be a place, it could be a person, it could be a food. It could be the fact that Chris is going to loan me $500 and I'm going to treat everyone to margaritas. It's when we get to share something with you. Maybe what we're all genuinely loving is Chris's money and we want to share it amongst all of us. If that's the case, it's okay. So anyway, let's dive in. Chris, I'm going to let you go first.
Well, thank you. I can't even speak after that. Well, thank you for that.
Classic.
Okay. So I was going back and forth on this as my voice cracks as if I'm going through puberty. I was going back and forth on this. I'm going back to TV shows. I haven't talked about a TV show in a little while.
Okay, that's
There's
fair.
two
That's fair.
shows. I'm debating. I don't know which one.
Do both.
I
Do
want
both.
do
Do
both.
both.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. I'm gonna do this one first because this is the crazy one. So my wife, she's been watching the show called
British baking shows.
well, we've been watching that, but
Yeah.
the Great British Bake Off, amazing show. But we've also been watching a competition show that I kind of walked in, and I've seen her watch this before, and I'm always like, "What are you watching?" And then
Okay.
I am captivated, and I just sit down and keep watching it. So she's been watching a show called RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know if you've ever seen this before.
No.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Okay. Do you know who RuPaul is? Actually, I realize you don't know who anyone is. Do you know who RuPaul is,
I
Allison?
don't know who anyone is.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't have enough space.
You're not
I
giving me the
saved-
reactions I need to this. You don't know who anyone
I
is.
Google this.
You know who?
I don't know names.
You knew
Okay, I
Love is
got him.
Blind.
I got.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know any of the names of the people in Love Is Blind. Okay,
Okay.
I got him. Oh, he's the drag racer. The drag queen. You said racer, right?
Yeah, he races drag cars down the raceway. So I guess he's like the
Drag
world
race.
he's like the world
This is a
famous
co- This
drag
is a
queen.
sports show.
No, there's nothing.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I thought you said this was a sports competition.
No, why did I say this was a sports competition? Not once did I say that.
I think you've already said you're loving this before.
I don't think have I said this? Maybe I have.
Yeah.
Actually, I did say that because she was watching it before. She was
Yeah,
watching it
I think
before.
I remember
Okay.
this story. You saying you were captivated by it.
Yeah.
It was
Well, anyways, okay.
we either talked about this in the Patreon or a regular episode.
I don't know where it was. Anyway, okay, I'll make it quick then. Anyway, she's been watching this. I cannot stop watching it. It is the most hilarious, the most crazy show I've ever seen. They're throwing shade at each other constantly.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Michelle's like, she said, "I'm dead." And Allison's understanding of who RuPaul is and thinking this was a competition show where people drag race down a racetrack.
I literally was like, "Oh, race cars, like drag." 'Cause it's
Okay.
a race, so I would think of race cars, not like Amazing Race. Is it something like the Great Amazing Race, or what is this? The one where you travel the world?
Anyway, okay, I'm just gonna jump to my other one. I'm gonna
Okay,
jump to my
what's
other one. So the other thing I'm loving is a TV show called Abbott Elementary. I don't know if you've watched this. It's on ABC. I don't
How
think
do
I've
you
ever
watch
really
it?
watched. I watch it on Hulu,
Okay.
and so I don't watch too many shows on ABC. I think the last ABC show I ever watched was probably Scrubs, like
Oh,
10
that's
years
a
ago.
long time ago. You're aging yourself there.
I love Scrubs. That was a great show. And I heard about this show coming out. A friend of mine, he works for ABC, and he does like a lot of like trailers and promos for them.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, I think the show's gonna be pretty good." He kind of told me about it before it came out. And I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
So then when it came out, I was like, "I'll check it out." And it's basically, you'll love this, Allison. It's like The Office set in an elementary school.
Oh, cool.
And so these are elementary school teachers in Philadelphia in like a basically like a really low funded elementary school, kind of
Okay.
dealing with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious, Allison.
Oh my
It is
gosh, I'm gonna
one of
watch
the
it.
funniest shows I've seen in a long time.
Okay,
This-
I'm gonna watch it with Matt.
Yes,
you
you
would
should
like
watch it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So it stars Quentin Brunson, who
Ooh.
I knew her
Wait,
from
let me Google
I don't
that.
think I knew her from BuzzFeed.
Ew.
Because I would watch these like shows about Worth It. Like they would go and compare different foods and different houses at different price points. And she wrote and developed this show, and it is amazing. There's the guy from Everybody Hates Chris is on there. There's a ton of people in this show. But anyways, it's just hilarious. Like it is so
Okay.
well written, so well done. I appreciate it, and I was never a teacher. I think you and your husband as teachers
Oh, I
would
thought we
love
would.
this show.
Oh my gosh.
Would
How
love
is it out? Like season 1? This is season 1 that's out.
It's season 1. They're about, I think they said they're halfway through. They're on like a season break right now. So I think like the
Okay.
3-week break. So you have
Oh,
like
we're
I
gonna
think
watch
5
it.
or 6 episodes to
We're gonna watch
catch
it
up
tonight.
on. Yeah,
We're gonna
even
watch it
Angie
tonight.
agrees.
The first one. I'm gonna watch the first one tonight. But it's great. I can see Allison as one of the teachers. I was a crazy teacher. One time when I would get really stressed out, I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't focus. And I would like go sit under my desk for a little bit. And I'd be like, kids, just work for like 2 minutes while I
Hold on. In the middle of class, you just go sit underneath your desk?
like they all had something to work on, but I would be like, okay, just need to focus. Like my brain was just too packed. And so I would just go sit under my desk for a little bit. And then I would come out and be like, okay, I'm good. Like,
And
let's get back to work.
what were the kids saying when you just disappeared under your desk?
Oh, they knew I was weird. They knew. They knew I was weird. They like the first week, by the end of the first week, they were like, "You're weird." I'm like, "Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. You know it.
Oh,
Don't you forget
but
it."
this will be perfect for you, Allison.
Oh,
This
I
will be
can't wait.
perfect. You will
I
love
can't
this show.
wait. Oh,
It's
I'm
one of the best things
excited.
I've seen in a while. It's
Yay!
hilarious. So,
You.
recommend checking it out.
Okay.
That's what I'm loving.
Okay. What I'm loving are Tombow dual brush pens, specifically the Bohemian pack.
What?
So
Hold on,
these
what are those? Are those like markers you draw with?
these are the markers that I use for all of my reels. They are the
Oh,
ones that I
okay.
use to make like really pretty writing. Let me show you. Look, like I could write I could just write very beautifully in there. Look, Chris, here, read this one. Go ahead and read it.
Don't give Allison money. Got
The
it.
word don't is not there, guys.
You actually have really good handwriting.
Thank you. I'm telling you, these markers make it easier because they make everything flow. So they are like
Yeah, I don't think if I tried to write with that, it would look
let
like
me
that.
see. Let
So
me see if I can hold this up right here. So when you look at the tip of the marker is like very pointed,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's longer. And then there's another one. So they call them dual brush pens because there's a pen on each side. So this is like just like a regular kind of thin marker. But I use these in my reels and people love the handwriting reels.
You have
Like,
good handwriting, Allison. I have to say,
like
you have great handwriting.
it can be very entrancing. So anyway, I was given 2 of these markers as a I think it was like Credit Karma sent me like a crafting box
Oh,
for
fancy.
something for an event. I know. And there were 2 of these markers, and one of them was like this olive green and one of them was a black. So I started using them in my Real People budgets and in some of my reels. And everyone was like, "Your handwriting, oh my gosh." And I was like, "Oh, it does make my handwriting look better." And it's like fun to watch. So then I bought this set, which is beautiful, off of Amazon. We'll link to it in the show notes, but it's a dual brush pen set. And so I think it's great. I think that it really does help like anyone's handwriting look better, especially cursive. It's beautiful and it's fun and I love them. I love them.
Honestly, I don't even know if I could write in cursive anymore. It has been so long since I've written in cursive.
Wow.
I
My
don't know
son's
what would
learning
happen.
cursive in 4th grade.
I mean, I almost feel like is there a need for cursive anymore? Like, is that still a thing you need to know how to do?
I mean, I need to know how to do it for my Real People budgets. It's a
I mean,
requirement.
you could print though.
Nope.
You could
Nope.
do a little boxy A. You could do that.
No.
I mean, it won't look as fancy.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I think that with cursive, like it just feels very like put together and classic and I don't know. Look, see, even Michelle just said, Real People budget pens. I'm telling you, I had so many people requesting what pen is that on every one I did. I created a reel about just what pen is this. And there's a whole reel, it's like 7 seconds or something about these are the pens. This is the colors I like, all the things. So that's what I'm loving.
Well, I'll appreciate that. I have no desire to handwrite anything, but I appreciate that.
You would not like these. These would be really perfect for like a creative person. I could see a teen loving them. Like if you have a teenage daughter or you have someone in art or something like that, I highly recommend this as like a little gift. This would make a really good, just like if you have a teenager, like if you're going to like a teen party or something, I don't know who goes to teen parties.
A teen party.
Parties, like birthday. Like if you have like a teenage daughter and she wanted to get a gift for her friend, you could get her this with like a little Starbucks gift card. Like that would be super cute. Even for like a teacher or someone, just someone that's creative. This is a really good gift idea because it's I don't think they sell them in office stores. I don't know. I've never seen them in office supply stores.
Where'd you get them? Amazon?
Amazon. So they are unique enough that someone couldn't just go pick it up at Target or, Office Depot, but they are versatile enough that most people would like them.
Okay.
Most creative types would like them. And as a former art major in college, I am disappointed that you would not want these.
I was like, you were an art major in college too?
Hey, listen,
I'm a former art major.
The $2,000.
Okay.
I'm buying a whole bunch of these for everyone who wants one. There we go.
So stay on the lookout for that, for Allison's giveaway with my money. Get ready.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Chris, now it's time for your favorite segment.
It is. It's time for the listener shout out. I believe I spelled that correctly. I was like, why is it
You
telling me I
did.
spelled it incorrectly? Shout out's one word, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be one word today. And but today's listener shout out, I was alerted. I was online. I was looking at some stuff, and I realized that one of our patrons had already passed the 1 year mark of supporting us
Oh,
here on the
Angie?
podcast. No, not quite Angie, but
Oh.
it is Tammy. Actually, hold on, wait, no, there's three. I take that back. There's three. Angie is one of them. So I'm gonna go back oldest to newest because I didn't realize I could see this, and I'm barely catching up now. So
Nice.
Tammy, one of our, I think she was our very first Patreon
She
supporter.
was. I remember.
She has hit the 1 year mark as of November of 2021. So she's like
Nice.
a year and 4 months in now. So appreciate the support. Angie joined us in January of 2021. Yeah,
Happy
2021.
birthday, Tammy and Angie.
And then Erica joined us in February of 2021. So she also hit the 1 year mark. So we
Yay.
just want to say thanks for sticking with us and supporting us for this
Yes.
long. Not getting tired of us at this point and and say, you know what, I've had enough and leaving.
Exactly.
We appreciate you coming back and supporting what we do here.
We could send them anniversary gifts with the money you lend me. Just
we can send them
Just
each
bouncing
one.
ideas off the wall now. You know, this is a space for creatives where we can brainstorm openly.
Oh, okay. How about you? We can just give them one pin. We can take one pin out of your pack. Just take a color at random out. And
Well, then what are we going to do with all the money you loan me?
You know, we'll take some time to brainstorm about that.
Okay.
We'll brainstorm about it.
We'll circle back later.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that. We're gonna table that discussion for later. We're gonna circle back around. We're gonna tackle that and with some enthusiasm later. So with
Well,
that,
there
to
you go.
get far away from the discussion of Allison and my money, we've made it to the end of another episode here.
And, you know, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the person that wrote in with its story. We would love to hear your thoughts and a follow-up on what you decide to do. That would be really fun for us to get that, because I know that you're kind of on the fence and still thinking that through. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. But we'd also, just thanks to everyone who shares about what they think we should do with Chris's money when it comes through. We'll put some polls out on Instagram later on. And yeah, if you want to share an awkward money story, you can call in at 707-200-8259 or send us a DM on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast.
Look, I made one. Call us 707-200-8259 right there on the screen if you're joining us live. So yeah, don't worry too. We will not answer the phone. It just goes straight to voicemail. No. So you don't have to worry about us being like, hello, who is this and why are you calling me? Well, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, those phone conversations are uncomfortable these days.
They really are. But I guess that's it. We made it to the end. We'll catch up with you all, I guess, next week. Is it next week? Next week if you're a patron. In 2 weeks.
Yes.
If you're not.
Yes, exactly. Bye, guys.
And that's the end. We made it. Whew.
So do you want to send me a check or do you want to Venmo me?
Ooh, well, Venmo has I know there's limits on how much you can send, I think.
I thought it was
Zelle.
like 15,000.
Well, I think it's like $5 or $6, something like that. I'll
no,
double
Google.
check.
I was typing in Google Zelle limits. Into Google, I was typing in Google Zelle limits.
We'll circle back around. Okay, hold on. Michelle said, story of my life, voicemail. Now, I want to know, I need some more clarification on why there's a story of your life. Like, what's happening there?
Dang it. The weekly send limit is $500. Ooh.
Oh, man.
It's okay. We'll take 4 weeks for you to send me the full amount.
Oh, well, you know what? We'll just scrap the whole thing. I don't think it's really worth it at all.
Mm-hmm. Sure you don't.
Angie said popcorn and coffee for everyone.
Yes! Wouldn't that be so great? We could get what is that really fancy popcorn? What do they call that fancy popcorn?
What makes the fancy popcorn?
Fancy popcorn. What do they call it?
Fancy popcorn?
No, they call it something else. They call it starts with a D.
Delicious?
No. What is it called?
Dry roasted?
Dry roasted popcorn.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either. Which is really frustrating.
We got a Michelle said she said, I don't it just sounded awkward about her comment about the voicemail. Okay,
Oh,
that's fine. That's no pressure.
awkward voicemails. I got a phone
Oh,
call yesterday. Designer popcorns, maybe? Maybe it's designer popcorns? I feel like it's something to do with food. Like, what would you call a really fancy restaurant?
oh, like artisanal?
Whoa, that was a big word.
You like that one,
No.
didn't you? No?
I am impressed, Mr. Webster.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, no. Distinguished?
This,
Distinguished?
I like a box of
No.
your distinguished popcorn, please.
Anyway,
Are you
I got a
sure this?
phone
Are you
call.
sure this word starts with a D?
No, I'm not sure. I got a phone call yesterday and I answered it. I don't know why I answered it
I don't know why you
because
did
it
either.
came from Grand Prairie, Texas, and that usually means it's a like spam caller. But it was actually a company from Full Focus Planner, the company I have been like buying planners from for like 3 years, Chris, calling me to ask me if I wanted a free like business session with one of their people.
What?
I know.
You
And
get free stuff now?
I was so overcome and I was so uncomfortable that I was talking to someone on the phone that I was like, "No, I don't want that." And he said, "Are you sure we can talk through any areas of your business that you might want to grow?" And I was like, "I'm not interested, but thank you anyway. Goodbye." I'm like hung up. That's like my standard thing I say. "I'm not interested, but thank you anyway. Goodbye." Because it just makes me uncomfortable.
You're like, why would you call me? This is not normal
Delicate.
protocol.
Delicacy? Hmm.
Now,
Popcorn.
Michelle said gourmet popcorn.
Gourmet popcorn.
Now,
That's the word.
gourmet definitely doesn't start with a D. I just want to start.
But
I want to
it
start by saying there's not even a D in the word gourmet.
that's just this is true. But that's the word I was thinking of. Thanks, Michelle. Gourmet popcorn. We could buy gourmet popcorn for everyone and coffee.
Oh my goodness!
Okay. This was fun.
All right, I know you got to go. We started way later.
We did. I have to go pick up my children.
Thanks. We have Beth Ann, Shirley. Thanks for sticking with us in here
Yes,
and
thank
Discord. I
you.
know Angie was in here. Michelle, appreciate you joining us live. And
Yes.
hopefully next week, I will figure out how to do this without us having issues.
Right?
You know, that'd be
One
nice.
can hope. Chances are unlikely.
One could only hope. All right, we'll see
Okay.
you all later.
Bye.
Grainy, you're off.
Oh, okay, good.
And here we go. I can see Allison again now on the
Okay, I was
screen.
really confused on what to do.
There you are. All right, it's finishing up uploading our recording.